This is Radio Romania International. You are listening to our one-hour broadcast in English for listeners in Western Europe and Africa. We can also be heard on the internet at www.ri.ro, Channel 1. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter and other social media platforms. Our programs are also available on TuneIn, Radio Romania International 1, and in Europe via satellite Eutelsat 16A on 11,512 MHz, vertical polarization, azimuth 16 degrees east. We wish you good reception conditions.
Welcome, I'm Mihaela Ignatescu with the news at the headlines. Education trade unionists held a 2-hour warning strike to protest the government's salary policies. Romania's parliament gathered in solemn session to mark 75 years of Romanian-Israeli diplomatic ties. And President Klaus Iohannis is attending in Reykjavik the 4th Council of Europe summit. In Romania, education employees have organized a 2-hour warning strike today. The unions have announced that the protest was one leg in the labor conflict triggered by the low wages and the lack of investment in the field. They are threatening to start an all-out strike on Monday, May 22nd. The line minister Ligia Deca and the trade union leaders have announced, after the talks they've had today, that the first meeting of the commission established to negotiate a new collective employment agreement in education will take place on Thursday. Romania is deeply committed to combating any form of extremism and hate speech at home and anywhere in the world, and supports all European projects dedicated to combating anti-Semitism. The statement was made this morning by Prime Minister Nicolae Ciucă at the solemn joint session of the Romanian Parliament, marking 75 years of uninterrupted diplomatic relations between Romania and the State of Israel. Israel is one of Romania's strongest and most important partners in the Middle East, but also the state with which we have an increasingly strengthened economic relationship. I think, however, that the potential of commercial exchanges is much higher, said Nicolae Ciucă. Present at the meeting in Bucharest, the Speaker of the Israeli Parliament, Amir Ohana, stated that Romania was one of the first countries to recognize the State of Israel and took important steps to commemorate the Holocaust, which demonstrates its commitment to combating anti-Semitism. According to Amir Ohana, the ties between Romania and Israel are better than ever. The Social Democratic Party and the National Liberal Party, the major partners in the governing coalition in Romania, have established in separate meetings the negotiation conditions for the rotation of prime ministers. The current Prime Minister Nicolae Ciucă says he will announce his resignation on May 26th, which will trigger the resignation of the entire government. The procedures for the appointment of the government headed by the Social Democratic leader Marcel Ciolacu will start right after that. The Liberals want a reduction of the number of state secretaries and under-secretaries while preserving the protocol on which the governing coalition is based. The Social Democrats want lesser ministries, but also a lesser number of state secretaries and agencies. More of this after the news. At the Council of Europe summit in Reykjavik, Iceland, President Klaus Iohannis chaired on Tuesday evening, together with the Prime Minister of Luxembourg, Xavier Bettel, the roundtable Protecting Democracy in Trying Times, Risks, Resilience and Re-engagement. Klaus Iohannis stated that through its illegal aggression against Ukraine, Russia flagrantly violated international law and seriously threatened the democratic system. He pointed out that this crisis, the most serious since the end of the Second World War, strengthened the unity and determination of the world democracies to defend their democratic way of life by uniting in support of Ukraine and its citizens and in support of all those who fight for freedom, democracy and against intimidation, authoritarianism and tyranny. Today, on the second day of the Council of Europe Summit, President Klaus Iohannis will reiterate Romania's commitment to the system of the European Convention on Human Rights and will highlight the role that the Council of Europe has played in the 30 years of the country's membership of the organization to the consolidation of a stable and mature democracy. The Youth Orchestra of the European Union performs today in Timișoara as part of the Earth for All tour that started in Poland. After the concert in Romania, the orchestra will perform in Serbia, North Macedonia, Kosovo and Greece. According to the conductor of the orchestra, Daniel Roland, this tour reaches 6 important Eastern European cities, all with complex and often painful dramatic histories. Timișoara is the place where the anti-communist revolution in Romania started in 1989. Moreover, this year the city in the west of the country is a European capital of culture. Almost 80% of Romanians will choose European destinations this summer, and more than half of them are willing to spend no more than 300 euros for plane tickets. The plane remains the preferred means of transport for Romanians to travel this summer, according to a study published today. The criteria underlying the choice of the holiday destination are to find favorable prices for plane tickets, to be a destination they have not been to before, and to arrive quickly with a direct flight. And that was the news.